The fastest growing group crossing into the U.S. from Mexico. This is on 60 Minutes. It was 1 day ago. It's number 15 on the trending in the news. It's from 60 Minutes. It has 1,968,989 views. It is the Chinese, is the fastest growing group crossing from the U.S. into Mexico. Every 20 minutes, a van, hello, Big Stank, a van drops people off. There is a hole in the system. I was doing a live stream. I can't show footage from it because it said we detected that you were showing footage from something else. They sent a reporter to the border is what they did. And whole families are coming over. And once they leave China, China doesn't take them back. So the lady was asking the reporter, somebody from China, once the migrants get in, just watch the 60 Minutes. Once she's asking this lady, what happens to the Chinese who cannot go back to their home country? She said they're stuck in limbo. And 55% of the Chinese who's crossing into the U.S. from Mexico, 55% of them, they get okay to stay, while only 14% of all the other races of beings, they get the okay. China gets 55% okay. The rest, it doesn't matter where you're from, 14%. So it's whole entire families that are crossing in, more or less, into the U.S. And this is on 60 Minutes. And the people at the border just let them, they just stand there and they let them cross in. The guard did. He just watched them coming by at this one border. You can see right here on 60 Minutes, this was it. And these are the trucks that come and pick them up. Since they got a lot of land here, you know they're going to repopulate because they bought land in the United States, right? So every 20 minutes, they get dropped off at the border. They saw them in a helicopter. And the migrants come, and then they disseminate into the United States. 55% of them get the okay to stay here. It's every day. What did they say? 600 a day? I think that's what she might have said, 600 a day. Go watch that 60-minute video that came out. It's right here. It says the fastest growing number that are entering the United States from Mexico. Now, you have to ask yourself, why were there troops on the street in Mexico? Really, there were military on the streets in Mexico from those who came back from Mexico. They saw military on the streets. And you have people coming across the border, but what part of the border? Obviously, it's a border that's not heavily looked over, obviously. It's not. You see it? I believe they probably got cars to pick them up or something. Look at that. They're dropped off. Whole entire families to repopulate. They got land. They have land here in the United States that has been bought. So they could easily, you know, form more communities. Gina, do you have something against Chinese? No, I really don't. But I wish the news would really tell what truly is going on. I do. My lips are chapped. Hold on. I wish the news would tell what's truly happening. Okay. Every day they cross in the border. They said it's a hole in the system if you're just tuning in. A hole in the system. They're young men. Young men, young women, entire families. China doesn't want them back. And they said, what happens if they don't want them back? Well, they can't go back. They're stuck in limbo, but they go in somewhere. They're going somewhere. Look how they're dressed. How on earth? Who is shipping them? Who is shipping the people from China? Because it took, I don't know how long that guy said it took to get over here, that young boy who's 21 years of age going to California. It's, well, yeah. Venezuelans, not families, mostly young military men. Well, at this border crossing, the lady observed families coming across the border. There's men, women, and children is what was observed. Men, women, and children. You go watch the 60-minute video. Okay, you can watch it. I would encourage you to watch the 60-minute video because it's quite interesting. It is interesting. 60 minutes. I think 60 minutes should be on the TV. It should. Everybody should have to watch this 60 minutes. So let's think, while you're at one part of the border, one part of the wall reminds me of when we lived in Berlin, in West Berlin, and they had the Berlin Wall up. And it was a massive wall. You could not scale that wall. It was like massive, massive, massive. That literally divided the two Germanys, the East from the West. And then I remember going across Checkpoint Charlie into East Berlin. But when that wall came down, it's when I guess Ronald Reagan went over there. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. It was shortly thereafter, a big section of the wall came down. I think it was kind of near the Brandenburg Gate. It came down, and the East Germans were flooding into West Germany, to West Berlin. And I remember having this friend in the military. Her name was Roswitha. Roswitha was a young German lady, and she married a young serviceman, and she lived in the apartment building where we lived at, and she didn't like it because she said the East Berliners are coming in and they're taking up everything from West Berlin. She was not happy that they were allowed to come in and just like flood the streets and do all of that. There were some Germans, West Berliners, who did not like it. They didn't. I'm just going to tell you, they didn't like it at all. They didn't. Because I was over there when it was happening. So they coming across the border. Look, now it's 1,972,570 views. We did have it 1,968,000. This is 60 minutes, 19,100. Now listen, you don't speak for me, Fedgery, but this is not about stupid knows better. Stupid knows better. It's not the people in this country. It's not me. It's not me. It's not you who is allowing the incursion coming from the wall. It's not me and it's not you. Okay? We don't live there. We really truly don't have a say-so of what's going on there. This situation is outrageous and needs immediate attention. The lack of accountability and enforcement is concerning. Well, get used to it. Get used to it. Get used to it. Hello, J. Jocelyn, honey. That's right. We were never asked, and even if we were asked, do you think it matters? Do you think it matters? Because remember, we're at the lower echelons. We're at the lower echelons. We're down here at the bottom of the pyramid. We ain't up there in that hierarchy. We're not, look, if the mainstream is covering this, then you really know what's that it's happening. Of course it. Now, this is true. There is no way they would allow Americans to do that. Absolutely not, because then they would have a problem on their hand. Because you do exactly what you're supposed to do in that country. You will toe the line over there, and if you act out, you're going to pay for it, sometimes with your very life, really. With your very life. Now, so it's infuriating, especially for the landowner. He comes into the U.S. right away, legally spending probably thousands of dollars to do so, and he gets arrested for protecting his own property from people. Well, it is shameful. Yeah. You served the military for 6 years as an interpreter in your time from Iraq. After leaving to Lebanon, I had to apply for refugee status. Despite waiting 4 years, I was finally able to enter the United States, a total 10 years of my life. Well, of course, it's going to make you deeply saddened. You do this, you're an interpreter in Iraq, and it takes you 10 years? 10 years. Look, you can build 1,000 miles of fence, but if there's one hole, there's a hole that's 1 yard wide, the entire thing is worthless. It's worthless. It's worthless. You can build 1,000 miles of fence, but if there is 1 yard wide hole somewhere, the entire thing is worthless. Now we have the Great Wall of China. The Great Wall of China. Why would China build a Great Wall? Really? The Great Wall of China. They did. I think they knew way, way, way back in that nobody's coming over our wall. Really? Nobody's going to come over our wall, the Great Wall of China. Look at it. It's over the mountaintops. It's everywhere. It's heavily fortified, the Great Wall of China. Now, you can go there and tour it back in the days when they built it. Well, you know what it was for. You know what it was for. Look, it's like a castle. It's like big checkpoints. Look how massive the wall was in China. And really, how could you guard it? Yeah. You hope you have an idea where you're headed. Purple 888. You would run to another country if your country is going to erupt. Where would you go? Where would you go? There's nowhere to go, more or less. Really. You cannot run your whole entire life. Now, if you're in the city, of course, you might want to get out of the city. But we live in the day and age where there's drones. We got drones as small as insects. We've got drones that can be retrofitted with weapons. They can track you wherever you are. Okay, you can't hide from that big eye that's in the sky. But if you're just tuning in, the Chinese migrants are the fastest growing number. This is 60 Minutes. Now it has 1,900,000. Let's do this. 1,974,300 318 views. That's from 60 Minutes 1 day ago on the 4th. 1 day ago. It's the number 15 trending on no, I don't want YouTube Premium. I don't have YouTube Premium, you all. I don't. It's a hole in the system. A hole in the system. There's the hole right there in the wall. And the dark vehicles are dropping off van loads of Chinese. Some are young men, military fighting age, and some are families. Some are extended. Listen to this. They're not going to send you over here from China. You're going to have to be very prestigious. You're going to have to be a really good citizen in order for them to send you over into the United States to populate certain sections of the United States. You're going to have to be on good standing order. I can guarantee you not a single one of those people who crossed over that border were some at the very bottom of that pyramid over there. There's no way. They had to have some status. China ain't going to send low life, excuse my language. China ain't going to send the low life, the bottom feeders over into the United States of America. Now then, how can that help them? How can it help China if they send the bottom feeders over, the lowest of their societies, you know what I mean? The lowest vibration into a country to help settle, to help establish? They're not going to do that. No, they're going to send some really bright minds, is who they're going to send. You got to look at this from a military point of view, a very strategic point of view. No, you're not going to do it. These families were chosen to go over there. Probably didn't even have a choice. They probably didn't. They said, you're going, you're going, you're going, you're going. That's how it probably went. You're going over there. And they already got they plan way, way, way ahead of time over there. Strategically, they're not stupid. They are wonderful masterminds, military masterminds over there. They don't care if it took them 30 years to plan what they're planning. They don't care. They're patient. They're going to wait. They are going to wait. See, there comes the military. These are probably generals. They sent their generals over here, their military men over here, crossing the border. They probably got uniforms waiting for them. They probably do. I'm not just saying that. They're going to go get their uniforms. Yeah, that's probably what they're going to do. Hello there, Attaby. Yeah, they're crossing the border. They crossed it. Really, what can you do? What can you do about it at this point? Arg. And how do you have the resources? Where does the resources come from to feed people? Because you can't. They can't just come here and starve to death. If they got children, you got to feed them. You got to give them some MREs. You got to give them some water. You got to give them some tents or something, because they're coming over here with the clothes on their back and a little backpack and a suitcase. They're going to start their life over here, and they're not the low vibrational citizens over there. And I mean the bottom feeders. They're not bottom feeders. No, they are not. They were specifically chosen to come over here into the United States of America. They were chosen to make this trek. And they were probably promised that they were going to be given land or money. Somebody's going to pay for them to be over here. They're going to get some money. They're going to get some money. If they can arrange for vehicles to drop them off, because that's truly what happened, they arranged for black vehicles to drop them off in Mexico. And we know that China has a deal with Mexico. And here's the vehicles. Every 20 minutes, they come down here, they go along the barbed wire fence, and they drop the people off on the dirt road. It's nice and secluded. It is. Hello. Would you rather have Russian invade? It doesn't matter what anyone would rather have invade. I am not against any nationality. I'm not. This truly is not what it's about. It's about what is going on at the border, okay? That's what it's about. That's what it's about, okay? They're coming in through a hole in the wall, and they're not legal. But 55% of all the immigrants that come through the wall, 55% of the Chinese are granted status to stay here. And only 14% of all the other nationalities that come through, they're given the okay to stay here. Yeah. Now, granted, America is considered the great melting pot. You ever watch the Schoolhouse Rock? Great American melting pot, great American melting pot. We all have ancestors that came from different countries. We do. If you go back in your census timelines, the little census reports that they did, you can see that you have ancestors from all different countries all around the world, and you may be the 6th generation or something like that. They come in from all over. It's not about that. Okay, it's not about the nationality, more or less. People are people. Okay, they are. They got flesh and blood like me and you. But in China, there are strict regulations in China. Very, very, very strict. You know how you have a credit score? You know, when you go buy some, well, let's check your credit score before you buy something. Well, your credit score is too low. We can't loan you money. Well, in China, you got a social credit score. You got a good citizen credit score. You do what you're told to do over there. And I'm telling you what, there's things that's going on in China that they don't allow. That is all, it's all out in the United States. And you think if China take over this country, if China has a say so in this country, they're going to allow all the immorality that they consider immorality to go on if they're in control here. They don't allow it in their country. They don't. You do not have religious freedom in their country if you do not abide by their laws. They're not going to have a group. Let me tell you this. They're not going to have a big group of nationalities, big whatever, to come in and tear down their culture. They're not going to allow it. They're not going to allow it. You're not going to come in with that type of influence and destroy the Chinese way of life. You are not going to be allowed to do that over there in China. Now, if China comes here and they get a hold, they'll let you have your way of life, but they're going to literally do some cracking down, a lot of cracking down that you ain't going to like. If you are a rebel and you're going to live this wild lifestyle that's not allowed in China, because there's wild lifestyles that are not allowed in there. There's things that people do that you take for granted over here. They're not going to allow it. Okay, they're not. Now, this is 60 Minutes. It's the hole in the wall. They have to walk, and I'm sure it's cold, but it's entire families, and it's a great big wall. You see, they walking down there, they let them off, and they got to walk, so they better have some good walking shoes. They are prepared. They're prepared for the journey. Hello, Al, honey. Yeah, they're prepared for their journey. They're not in flip-flops. They're not. They got some nice clothes, and they were not from the lower echelons of society in China. Hello, Jay Jocelyn. They're not. I believe that they were specifically chosen to come over here, and they got some common sense. They're not illiterate. They probably have high prestige over there. They're gonna start their colonies over here. They already got some colonies, but they're boosting it up. Well, I think she said 600 a day. Was it 600 a day that was coming over here? 600 a day or 600 a week? I don't know if every 20 minutes of the day you have, I don't know how many people come on a bus load like that, maybe a truckload, maybe 20 or 30, I don't know how many. The cupcake song, is it inappropriate? Kunify, they would do anything for survival. Yeah, they are survivals. And they got camps. They do. Now you can see them over here. They got some dark clothes. Well, they all got black clothes on. Wonder why they all got dark clothes on. Well, I don't know why they got dark clothes on. I don't, but you can see them right there. They got some tents. They gotta have some water for the people, or they're gonna get okay. They got a porta potty. They got a porta potty for them. They got a dumpster. They're ready. They're ready. They're ready. Some are terrorists. That's right. Some are terrorists. Not all are. Not all are. They got cell phones. They're not poor. If you read kanji, I don't know what that says. If you can read some kanji letters, this is the kanji. If you can read kanji, it's really, Chinese language is so difficult. And a lot of the Japanese language has kanji letters in them also, you all. So whatever you read Chinese. Gina, do you have anything against Chinese? I don't have anything against Chinese. I don't. Or any other ethnicity. I don't. I really don't. But they look like military. They look like military, like. They do. And you know, as far as you know, they could have people that come in with them who have to play the role of family. They got to put some families in there with them. They get a bank card and they get a cell phone. You keep getting banned. Stephanie, honey, are you being a good girl? Who? Stephanie, honey, you're making me want to have a drink of water. Just be respectful in your comments, okay? Because this channel's really being scrutinized. It really is. No, they're coming across the border. There's a hole in the wall, and it's easy with the drones. It's easy with the drones to fly and see what's what. Kung Pao chicken. I like Kung Pao chicken. I like General Chow chicken. I do. General Chow. And Singapore noodle. I love Singapore noodle. I do love it. Like it. Love it. It means an army of wiring. Oh, thank you, Akunafai. An army of wiring. Well, I don't know. A warring? Warring? It's the whole world crossing. Yeah, it's the whole world crossing. Mexico going to become the South Pole and Texas the equator. Okay, so if we're going to be shifting, then you got to get your people, you got to get populations in order. You got to get populations to their destination ahead of time so that you can have the continuity of certain races of beings. Remember the Georgia Guidestones? Remember the Georgia Guidestones? The writing that was on the Georgia Guidestones? The Georgia Guidestones, and they came down back in, what 28? Georgia, Georgia Guidestones. Oh, I'd love to live in a world full of peace. I would love it. 7 main races. I'm going to look at it, you all. You can look at this. They had on there the 7 races of beings who Chinese was one of them. Okay, it was one of them. And I can't remember. They wanted, what I feel they wanted was pure. Not no intermingled. Really. Not no intermingled. So I wanted to know what they said completely. I really did, but I didn't get to read it. How we doing over here? We got Applebrooks Honey in here. Applebrooks Honey, did you fly in here? I don't know where Applebrooks is at. She's kind of busy, I would assume. It's Virgin. You got Virgin? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, she's probably got things going on in her life, and she don't always get a notification. I'm just going to tell you. The writings on the Georgia Guidestone, you know, they got them, the Chinese, they're crossing the border too. So if the poles are going to flip, so somebody says as South America is going to be Roblox, honey. You got to be a good boy or good girl. You got to be good. You got to be respectful in here, and if you are respectful, I promise you, your comment will be seen. And if you do it in a way of love, it will be received. Okay, it will. To give the Doomsday 2024 in UFO weather. Andrea, honey, you had to break from watching your lives on the Hydra. That was wild. Well, see, somebody got themselves timed out. You got to be nice. Patty Swan, you caught one. Yeah. When I dress and avenues and manipulated, corrupted, and an evil lack of history is remaining. You fell through a cave on Mount Ebott. You fell through a cave on Mount Ebott. Benjamin, hello. So you will be talking about this. I'm trying to find out what was written on the Georgia Guidestones. We're looking at the Great Wall of China. They built one. They are military. They're run by the military. The Georgia Guidestones, GEO. We're talking about them. They're crossing the border. And when China does not take its citizens back, the citizens from China are left in a limbo, and 55% of them are granted to stay in the United States. 55% of the Chinese are granted to stay, and only 14% of all the other ethnic races are allowed to stay. That's what I'm saying. But they're repopulating. Let me just try to see if I can get this out. Let me put it back to me. Okay, we want to read what it said. I want to see if we can find out what it said. Because they had a whole thing that it said, and I don't think it's going to let us read what it all said, really, because there is a history associated with it. It was very impressive. It was on March 22nd of 1980 is when they built the monument. And you know what the message read? In order to avoid debate, we, the sponsors of the Georgia Guidestones, have a simple message for human beings now and for the future. We believe our precepts are sound and they must stand on their own merits. I wanted to know. They defaced them. And they blew them up. There's a reason. They got blown up on July the 6th of 2022. Look at this. This set the precedent. It's a lightning bolt came from above, and it struck the Georgia Guidestones and tore them up. It came a laser from above and destroyed the Georgia Guidestones. I think this was symbolic. It was on July the 6th of 2022. See it? The lightning bolt came down, but they had them up since the 1980s is when they had them up. And Gina, what do you say this has something to do with? I think it does have something to do. Here's what the inscription read on the Georgia Guidestones. They want to maintain, now this is true, we're overpopulated on the earth. We have 8 billion some odd humans on the earth. This is what they read. They want to maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. They want to guide reproduction wisely, improving the fitness and diversity. This is what the Georgia Guidestones said. They want to unite humanity with a living new language. Well, if you were to unite humanity with a living new language, a whole new language, you know what that language would be? It would be one that is a Neuralink in your head, and everybody will speak the same language. It would be telepathy. It wouldn't matter what language you speak, because it would automatically be deciphered up here. They want to unite humanity with a living new language. They want to rule with passion, faith, and tradition, and all things tempered with reason. This is the 10 Commandments. This is the 10 Commandments of the Georgia Guidestones, if you're just tuning in. You know, when the lightning bolt, the plasma came down. Look, it came down like lightning. Like, you know how Noah, you know how Moses had the tablets and he held them up in the air. I don't even know if lightning struck them. He threw them down and then poof, they just broke in two. The same thing happened with the Georgia Guidestones. They want to, they got 10 commandments on there. This is what the inscriptions read. They were destroyed on July the 6th of 2022. The Georgia Guidestone, they want to protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Let all nations rule internally, resolving their external disputes in a world court. You're going to have a world court. But if you are in a nation, you have to be in the nation that you're part of the 500 million people on the earth, depending on what nation, where your nation's located. They want to avoid, here's what they're telling you they're going to avoid: petty laws and useless officials. Useless people. Avoid petty laws and useless eaters. Useless eaters. Gina, why are you doing that? Because that's what he said. Balance personal rights with social duties. You're going to have some social duties in this new world. They're going to repopulate the earth. Balance personal rights with social duties. You're going to have an obligation. You're going to have duties, social duties. You're going to prize the truth. Beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. Well, I don't have a problem with prizing truth, beauty, love, and seeking harmony with the infinite. Be not a cancer. You can't be no cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. So that's what they did. So we got can you all please give this video a thumbs up? We got 238 people watching and only 41 thumbs up. They got the Chinese is crossing the border. They're the largest group of immigrants that are crossing the border. And that came from 60 Minutes. It was 1 day ago. 1 day ago, oh my gosh, what did they do to me? 1 day ago, they, oh my gosh. 1 day ago, the 60 Minutes did their thing. Okay, we're going to see it. Now it's at 1,980,227 views. 60 Minutes did the Chinese migrants are, you can see it right here, 60 Minutes. When we started this video off, this 60 Minutes had 1,963,000 views. Now it's at 1,980,227 views. A hole in the system. And the migrants are coming in and they are being dropped off. They're having somebody drop them off at the wall every 20 minutes. It's you see how they have to go fast. They have to run really fast as they cross it. They have a certain amount of time to get out of the van, to get around the wall, to get into the United States from the Mexican border to, because they drop them off by their vehicle right there. And then they got to go to wherever they're going. But these men that are walking in, they look like they're military grade men. They look like generals, and they probably got uniforms over here too. They really do. They're not, I believe that they were carefully chosen to come over here and to take up residency in the United States. And they had a really good social credit standing amongst their people in China. Otherwise, they are not going to put them, China is not going to allow just any old person to leave their country. Now, you must understand this. They're not going to allow anybody just to leave their country. No, they're going to keep tabs on everyone. If you leave that country and you go into the United States, they're going to want to know where you're going, why you're going. And they're going to keep tabs on you while you're here in the United States. So these are from the upper echelons of society. And they are coming here and they are going to finish their life here. They're going to build a new life for themselves here. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to build a new life and they're going to integrate into society. And they're inside the country. And if somebody asked this lady, what happens to the Chinese who can't come back, when they can't go back into their country, what's going to happen? What happens when China doesn't take its citizens back? 60 Minutes lady asked them. Okay, they could be military. They really could be. She's asking the question. She said, well, they're stuck in limbo. They're stuck in limbo is what they're stuck in. And so they're granted 55% of the Chinese nationals or immigrants who come here, they're granted, they can stay, while only 14% of all the other nationalities, they only get 14% of them, as opposed to China. Gina, do you have anything against the Chinese people? No, I don't. I don't have anything against any of the other nationals. I wish we could all live in peace. I really, really do. But this right here, it will help bolster the influence that the Chinese government has on America. It would. And someone had a really good comment. There's no way China would allow Americans coming in. How are we doing in the comment section? We got some people being wild over here, do we? Look, see, there's no way China would allow Americans to come into their country. You're right. And I really don't know any other country that would allow it. 72 hours, just 72 hours it took to clear Haitians from the United States border and fly them back to Haiti. But for everyone else, they are allowed to enter. As a veteran, it's shocking how easy it is to come to the United States as a place a vet swore to protect. So how can they send the Haitians back within 72 hours? You can build a 1,000-mile fence, but if there is 1 yard wide hole, somewhere the entire thing is worthless. It's worthless. Yeah. Look at this. I'm glad they're starting to call the groups of people that are crossing. Many assume that it's just Mexicans, not the majority from other countries that indeed cross through Mexico, since the border is weak as well. Since the border is weak as Look, our country is in a bad situation. Please correct it. We are in danger. I fail to see how this is sustainable long term, especially considering our already overburdened social services. It's not. It's not sustainable. So, hello. See, this is interesting. Look at this. It's awful funny how clean their clothes are after just crossing the desert. They all have brand new shoes on. They do have nice clothes. And nice clothes. What's the point of hiring Border Patrol if they stand and watch the migrants? Well, what can one person do? They've probably been told to stand down. There have been military operations that have taken place, and they've been given the order by the higher up to stand down. Do not carry it out. Stand down, and they have to follow orders. They have to follow orders. And I don't think that's nice. Look, somebody said, where you been for the last 3 years? You had to know what's happening. What can you do about it? Really, what are you going to be able to do about it? The gap was literally 30 feet away from the Border Patrol. Wow, what is going on here, Al? Do we got some people? No, see, we got some unintended. Al, honey, if you have to block somebody that much, I cannot even see down in here. I can't do anything with it. This is really weird. I cannot, on my end, I cannot block a single person on my end. This is really wild. I can't block nobody. I can't do nothing. Yeah. Al, if they show back on here, you're going to have to, they got the trolls. Al, you're doing a great job. You and Jay Jocelyn. I think you're doing a lot better than I would. I would probably do delete and block. That's okay. That's all right. They need the help. This is a troll. It is a troll, an absolute troll. It could be an AI troll. You just reported them for harassment, unearthed, unintended. That's great, Julie, honey. Report them for harassment. I don't even know what they were saying you are, but this was 60 minutes. 60 minutes, 60 minutes. Now they're at, let me just, 1 million. 1 million. This was like yesterday on February the 4th. It's the 15th number 15 trending. 1,982,890 views. They're trying to escape their repressive politics. Listen, Hallett. Listen how it's, okay, we didn't read that. So, and indeed, in China, you are oppressed. But is China going to let their nationals out? Are they? Are they going to let them out that easy? Because they could come to the United States and they could literally do something and speak out against China and face some dire repercussions. I don't know about this headline. A growing number of Chinese nationals trying to escape repressive politics and a bleak economy are headed to the U.S. I think they're repopulating. And if we're going to have some pole flipping, you all. Are the poles going to flip? So you got to get them put into action. You got to put them in there. Yeah. Sherlock Holmes is, yeah. No, someone once said, Gina, leave it out of it. Leave out the politics. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it at all. But they are part of the Mongolian Empire. The Mongolian Empire from long, long ago. You remember, much love to you, Victoria, the Mongolian Empire. It was massive, the Mongolian Empire. Mongolian Empire. That's how big it was. Look at that. It was massive. Massive was the Mongolian Empire from long ago. The Golden Horde, Chagahati Khanate, the empire of the Great Khan, Genghis Khan, ruthless. Wait, what's this? The Mongol Empire. Wait a minute. Are you getting this? That's almost kind of in shape of the United States. It really is if you kind of look at it. Kind of like the shape of the United States. When you look at that. Because I had to look at it double. I did. The German Wings flight 9525 Tartar. I thought it was the US-2. The Mongolian Empire. Here's another. Oh, wow. Y'all, this is wild. This is really, really wild. It's practically in the shape of the United States. The Ottoman Empire. Okay, the Ottoman Empire. Well, right? The Ottoman Empire, the new Mongol Empire. Okay. Okay, we got it. I'm done looking at these maps. I'm done. I better stop running my mouth. That's how I get myself in trouble. Yeah. Most will not get warned or question anything until it's too late. It's true. India and Texas. Let them live wherever they can. They will. Yeah. It's walkie walkie wakey wakey. Oh, you're so welcome, Briam. Y'all hit this. Please give this video a thumbs up if you're watching it. I'm gonna go, but this was 60 minutes. You can go watch this. It's only 13 minutes long. I can't show you it, but this is only 13 minutes and 14 seconds long. It's over 60 minutes, and it's really cool how they documented this. It really is. It's nice how they did it. I think it was really nice. So they got to walk, and they got brand new clothes and stuff. Yeah. How many do you want to host at your house and keep them out of trouble? Migrants are one thing. Legal immigrations, yes, this is different. There was something, Met AXA, there was something that was written into some kind of law that spoke about the housing of individuals at your house. There was. And it happened a few years ago. I remember reading up on that, and it fell under the you know what stuff, that you would house people at your house. Yeah, that's right. I am going to go, you all. I am. I'm done. I'm done. So, thank you for commenting. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. It's 3:07. Wow, the time is, it's not too late. I think it's wonderful. It's not too late at all. Thank you for your comments, you all. Thank you for joining this channel. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. And if you have subscribed, you might want to check your subscription, because they unsubscribe people every day across the whole entire YouTube platform every single day. With that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Thank you, moderators. And again, thank you all. Please give this video a thumbs up on your way out. And you may find that you give this a thumbs up and the number does not even move at all. Love you. And thank you again, moderators. Al and J. Jocelyn, honey. Love you.